panchat. You know what is panchat? When you start asking, oh this and oh that, and what happened here and what happened there, oh this frame that you have here, what happened, how much did it cost you, etc. It must have been very expensive. Did it ever drop? Didn't it drop? What happened to your child? Subhanallah. Do they ever get sick? Don't they get sick? Do they sleep at night? Don't they sleep at night? This is unnecessary. Fudul, wallahi. So, it comes to your mind, yeah, that person does this to me so many times. It must have been them. It must be them. And you tell them, you know what, who is it? Give me the name. They say, no, we can't give you the name. Because they know it's nothing, it's from their minds, from their hearts. Wallahi. They will never give you the name. I promise you, they will not give you the name. Subhanallah. And you know what they will do? They will come around your house, and they are intelligent. I can do it for you if you want. And say, you know what, dig here, you'll find hair. Allahu Akbar. Dig there, you'll find hair. Oh, mari gya. There, this is it, subhanallah, this amil. Now you want to do everything for him. MashaAllah, he knows what happened. You see, I was telling you that someone did something on us, and you go back to everyone, yeah, that auntie of ours, khalas, excommunicate. Shaitan goes to the middle of the oceans to Iblis to get his gift, to get his prize, first award, Nobel Prize in war. That is what Shaitan gets. Because he succeeded. Shaitan's entire mission is to destroy relations. He's succeeding, subhanallah. So this is what we are doing today. We are coming out and blaming anything and everything. And these culprits are coming out and telling us, no, this is what's happening. Let me get back to what I was saying. So, if you tell them, listen, there is nothing wrong with you. They will keep on going until they find someone who says there is something wrong so that they can hang on to it. Cling on to it. Why? Because you are not clinging to Allah. You've got to cling on to everything besides Allah. This is what Allah is saying. I have given you, you are thanking everyone but me. I created you, you are worshipping everyone but me. Here it is. You are worshipping your own superstition. This is what it is. Subhanallah. So what I decided now when these young girls come and they tell me, you know what? I see stars. I say, you know what? You have a jinnat. You have a what? You have a jinnat. And that jinnat, and remember what I'm about to say, take heed. Jinnats do not like yogurt, cheese, chocolates, and a little bit of red meat. They don't like it. So, maybe you don't have that in your system. That is why the jinnats are coming to you. The minute you have yogurt, milk, a little bit of red meat, and you balance your diet, shaitan will run away because it's like anti-magnetic. They don't have that. And wallahi, I get a phone call in the evening. We are better. Subhanallah. The ringing sound in my ear is gone. That is because you are dieting, subhanallah. Obviously you're going to see stars. In the daylight you will see stars. Allahu Akbar. And obviously you are going to hear something. That jinnat is known as the diet. And this is why I say, my dear sisters, I'm addressing you more. Because I know how it feels when you get out of shape. May Allah grant us all the ability to be healthy. Why I am saying this to the sisters is because it affects them more. They are more conscious of themselves. Listen to this. We are taught, eat, have a balanced diet, but burn it out. Get a treadmill in your house. Invest in it. A little bicycle, one of those things in the home, those exercise bicycles. You don't have to go to the gym where your marriage is going to be broken because the next man next to there is more built than your own husband. A'udhu billah. That's not what that's not where we want to go. We shouldn't be going to places like those. Wallahi, I can comfortably say haram. Not permissible. But have your own at home, get together, and as I said, think of methods. 5, 6 women who are, mashallah, in hijab, etc., concerned about separation, get together, and each one of you bring in one item, invest in one item, put it together, create a gym in one of your garages where it will be totally separate. Subhanallah. Use it, all of you. Subhanallah. But why don't we think of this? So you eat and burn it. This is what is better than not eating. Not eating is being ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا. Eat and drink. Allah is commanding you. From the beautiful things I have provided you. You are saying, no, I don't want to eat. I want to go on a diet. Allahu Akbar. Yes, the way you eat can be wrong. As I mentioned in one of my social conduct programs. You put in 10, 12 samosas. In fact, I got phone calls that were laughing at me. People say, how did you talk about samosas here? And I said, you know what, it's just like that. The youth, sometimes, the samosa tastes so nice. You literally put in 10, 12. You pack them up. How they fit in the belly, we don't even know. Subhanallah. So, what we are saying is, when you want to eat red meat, a few grams here and there, control your eating. Prawns, don't just say, oh, that's my favorite. Well, it is mine also. Subhanallah. So, if you are going to eat prawns, it doesn't mean now you must pack away, a whole school of these prawns. Subhanallah. 5, 6, count yourself. A few and put it there. Even if you want to have, now bear patience. Because, subhanallah, then you might affect your health adversely. But eat and burn it. This is what we are taught. The problem with us, we eat and we sit. We go into the car, we got no time to walk. So now we are totally unhealthy. Then when we go on a diet, now our family relations are broken because we blame everyone for the jadoo that has happened to us, not realizing it's just something to do with our diet. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. So this is something that I've mentioned. How to gain closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Always bear in mind that Allah is watching you. That's it. Always bear in mind that Allah is watching you. Be concerned of the fact. Before you do a sin, think of it. Ya Allah, Allah is watching me. He's writing it down. From this day on, inshallah, we must purify ourselves. Wallahi, we need to change for the sake of Allah. You want to change the condition of the ummah? Change now. You want goodness? Wallahi, you need to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now for that goodness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability to become close to Him. Remember, gaining closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be through what is known as ihsan. Al-ihsanu an ta'bud Allah ka'annaka tarah, fa'in lam takun tarahu fa'innahu yarak. Ihsan is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as though you are watching Him. If you can't afford to get that, if you haven't got to that level, then at least you should understand that He is watching you. May Allah grant us closeness to Him. Now, the question is a very important question. And you will notice my answer, I will tackle it from the reality. Before I say the question and the answer, I want you to understand one thing. What I'm about to say can be misunderstood. So please don't misunderstand it. If you have any misunderstandings, raise your hand and stop me here and now. The question is, and listen very carefully, wallahi, it is a deadly question. Is it compulsory in these days for a woman to cover her face? That's the question. The answer is, every woman who is listening to me now, you are on a certain level. Maintain that level if it is within the frame of the Sharia, with an intention of getting to the next one. And strive towards getting to the next one. Meaning, when I say maintain it, meaning don't go back on it. That's what I meant. If Allah has granted you the ability to put a scarf on your head, don't ever remove it and try to get to the next stage. If Allah has granted you the ability to wear a niqab, don't ever remove it and try to get to the next stage. If Allah has granted you the ability to cover even those eyes of yours and just put a few holes in the, flap, maintain it, get to the next level. If Allah has granted you the ability to wear a cloak, maintain it and get to the next level. If Allah has granted you the ability to wear a thick, loose cloak, maintain it and get to the next level. If Allah has granted you the ability to wear a cloak or a burqa from your head going down so that even the shape of your shoulders is not shown, maintain it and go to the next level. If Allah has granted you the ability to abstain from speaking to na-mahram, maintain it and go to the next level. If Allah has granted you the ability to do hijab and to cover your face even from those who work for you of the opposite sex, maintain it and go to the next level. Subhanallah. So I'm sure you can see the levels that I'm speaking about. I have dodged the question and I intend to dodge it intentionally. The reason is, I don't want to give people who are trying, sad news so that they feel, we are useless. Everyone who is trying, try harder. There is no level that you can get to and say, you know what, now I've arrived. Subhanallah. Wallahi, I tell you something, even to do hijab from your own gardeners and maids, it's a requirement of the Sharia. Did we know it? That's a level. Have you got to it? If you haven't, there it is. Aim for it. Get there. Allahu Akbar. I know of a woman, subhanallah, a new Muslimah. She accepted Islam a few years ago. She has a swimming pool in her house. Wallahi, she will pack away everybody before she goes and swim. Subhanallah. Everyone is gone outside the gate and the yard. Out. Gone. Besides her and the females that are there. Wallahi, this is it. She won't speak to her maids. To her gardeners, those who work for her. That is a level. Though to speak to a male who is a stranger within the limits of the Sharia for necessity is permissible. You need to go to the doctor and speak to him. It is permissible within the limits. You don't become too friendly. Remember, the doctor is a good man. You are a good woman, but shaitan is not good. Wallahi. Same applies. You need to speak to Maulana. Maulana is a good man. You might be a good woman, but don't get too friendly. And this is why my policy is, and I'm mentioning it here today, my wife is actually seated here. The reality is, if someone contacts me, I'm speaking of a female, yes, I will respond and I will try to help as much as possible. The minute I feel they are becoming a little bit too friendly, I will tell them, you know what, email me or fax me, subhanallah. That's it, khalas. Because now, where will it head to? I'm a good man, inshallah. And she's probably better than me, inshallah. But shaitan is worse than both of us. And this is why I say, we always need to check ourselves. Wallah. So, this is the answer for your question. Dodged, isn't it? You must be upset, but never mind, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability to get to the level beyond the one where we are. No matter where you are, let's get to the next level. Don't look at those who are trying. You know what is sad? Sometimes those who cover their faces, and please don't be insulted. Sometimes some of them would tend to look down upon those who haven't covered their faces. Do you know that it is your duty to call them towards the obedience of Allah? Sometimes we look at a Muslim lady in a miniskirt. May Allah grant them all guidance. Our dua, the night of Laylatul Qadr, make dua, Ya Allah, all those women who are astray, Ya Allah, help them. Make them strong and make us also strong, Ya Allah. They might be astray in one thing, you might be astray in 10 things. Subhanallah. They might have a weakness in terms of dress. You might have a weakness and you might be committing zina itself. One is zina of the eyes and the other is the real zina, which is worse. So let us always not look down upon others. And you need to say, Ya Allah, there might be a deed or two of hers which you love. Ya Allah, grant her acceptance. Make her from amongst those who will be able to be obedient to your commands, and grant her Jannah also. We go around spreading rumors. Firstly, we don't even want to greet such people. And I'm not speaking to the males to go out and greet the women in miniskirts. La, don't misunderstand me. I'm speaking to the females. Sometimes you know it's a Muslim lady, talk to her. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing, my? Don't speak about that topic initially. Become friends with her first. Win her heart. Then wallahi, without even you saying anything, you'll notice her skirts going longer and longer and longer, inshallah. And amazing, sometimes we wear the longest of skirts, but from the top it becomes a little bit too low. Allahu Akbar. And we begin to show our chest and part of it. Allahu Akbar. May Allah protect us. Remember, I'm firing directly. We are all insan. We know what is going on around us. So we need to deal with this. Sometimes we wear a cloak and a scarf. And this is something very, very important. That scarf is tied in such a way that there is a gap between the scarf and the top of our cloak. Sometimes a lot of our chest is actually showing. And do you know, when a person is covered, when a woman is covered, she looks much more beautiful than when she's not. Subhanallah. She's much more attractive. Subhanallah. Do you know why? I can tell you why. When I used to do art at school, I'm actually an artist, to be honest with you, but what we were taught is, you know, you must leave some lines. Because beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Let the eye make that line. Different eyes will make different lines. You know, you shade in a ball, for example. You shade in part of it and the other part, leave it blank. The eye will make that line for you. So what happens? When the woman is covered head to toe, your imagination makes her. Khalas, that's it. So she is more beautiful than she really is. Subhanallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability to understand, and the women the ability to understand that really you are much more beautiful in your hijab. Subhanallah. It is Allah. I have read a lot of articles of the new Muslim women who will tell you, Wallahi, I feel liberated now. I'm not worried about this and that and how many centimeters, and they are called these pouches that you get on the side. Wallahi, they are normal. They are a good sign, subhanallah. MashaAllah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability to be as best as possible. Try harder. Wherever you've got to, don't stop. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was told not to stop until the point of death. Subhanallah. So surely we need to walk up the ladder forever and ever. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability. The sisters, some of them might be cursing me, so I need to also mention a few words for the brothers. Wallahi, wherever we have got, let us get to the next level. If Allah, and I always mention this, people ask me about the beard. And I always say, you know what you need to do? Start off, and I said this at the university a few weeks ago. If you don't have a beard, what you need to do, subhanallah, firstly you need to understand that, listen, we are meant to be having a beard. That is one thing. Secondly, don't be depressed. What you do, if you are weak and you can't keep one altogether, then start off, when you are shaving, leave a few strands right at the bottom here. Something known as a goatee, subhanallah. Keep a few hairs, at least that is the beginning of a beard, isn't it? Subhanallah. You are worried about the trends, That is also in style, subhanallah. So you keep a little goatee. And every time you